Hi everybody, my name's Paul Halliday. I'm originally from Australia, but I now live here in Indonesia. Actually, I've lived here I had a bit of a racing history back home in Australia in karting and speedway and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, I moved up here to Indonesia and I didn't at the time have access to too much racing because I was working quite a lot. Then I got the opportunity actually to pit crew with a couple of Aussie guys out at Sentul that used to race against Tommy and a few other guys, Chandra and all these old guys, and used to have a lot of fun. Going back maybe 20 odd years ago, I decided to get my son into go-karting. He was about 6 or 7 years old at the time, and so I bought him a kart and we went to Sentul racing. Well, I thought he was having so much fun, I needed to do it as well. So I then went and bought another kart for myself, and him and I raced together. So I actually at that time was thinking there was a lot of kids out there that had potential for racing. So I decided to form Oz Motorsport and give some young guys a helping hand in motorsport here in Indonesia. So the young guy sitting behind the camera there, Dito, I recruited him as one of my racers to join us. We went and got him a kart. Actually, we went and got him 2 karts, I think it was. The biggest problem with Dito is he likes to blowing up the engine. But it was all good. We had a lot of fun. We had another young guy also races. So we had 4 in the team, and at the time we had about 10 go-karts that we used to swap and change engines and race. So that was pretty good fun. In the meantime, I also did some racing over in Malaysia in the Aston Martin series, again, which gave me a bit more experience, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it with the guys over there. We then went and bought a GTM race car out of America and brought it here to Indonesia to look at actually building them and racing them here. Unfortunately, things didn't work out for that, but again, we still had a good time. I was fortunate enough to be invited to race in America in a superkart series in Las Vegas, which was absolutely special for me to be able to rub shoulders with Formula One drivers and other race car drivers. The race in Las Vegas is the biggest race in the world for karts, and I was fortunate enough in my team at that time was a guy by the name of Dan Weldon, and he was a very good IndyCar driver. And he was just a really nice guy to be around when we were racing. Unfortunately, 12 months later, Dan was in a... Sorry.
From high above.
We talked about 3 or 4 wide.
Watch Sebastian Zaveja, right?
Yes.
Little contact right there.
Now he's trying to go from the low side to the high, from the high side down low to get going for the turn.
Oh.
And what ends up happening is that he got stuck back up there, turned around, tried to take another.
This race was all that dirty air created by 34 cars.
But right now, the position he's in, he actually has a small advantage because everybody else is opening the air up in front of him. And he, oh, here we go.
Trouble, contact, and a huge crash. Oh. Up in turn number 2. Oh, multiple cars involved. Oh, my.
Bernard.
Our thoughts and prayers are with his family today. IndyCar, its drivers and team owners, has decided to end the race. In honor of Dan Weldon, the drivers have decided to do a 5-lap salute in his honor. It will take place in approximately 10 minutes. Thank you.
On the track, everybody lined up along pit lane, and there is the field.
He was in a pretty bad accident and passed away on the racetrack, which has left a bit of a hole in my heart. But life goes on, and the old saying with racing's dangerous, but you do your best to be safe. So yeah, like racing, you have your good times, your bad times, but overall it's more about friendship for me. In racing, is the people you meet, the knowledge you share about your racing. I've loved my time in karting here in Indonesia. I don't know whether I was lucky enough or good enough.
Beauty shot of you and Raven.
Secret key, the one that says Holden. And yeah, so all in all, racing's been pretty good to me. This thing here behind me is called Raven. We built this car over a 5-year period, and it's basically to go out to Sentinel and do a bit of racing, have a bit of fun. We can also go down to the mall on a Sunday morning and go and have a coffee. So this is more built to have fun than be serious about racing. Okay guys, so if you want to know any more about this car, Raven, please watch NMAA TV.